Hello, everybody. Michael McDowell with NAN Research coming to you from the great state of Texas. Hey, look, I know you're busy, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? So, here's the thing about Nokia's data center story. Everyone keeps talking about SR Linux and IXR hardware like that's the big reveal. But it's not, at least not to me. That's the appetizer. The real meal, the part nobody seems to be talking about except, you and me, is the operational layer that actually keeps the thing from catching fire. Note to all you manufacturers out there, this is the kind of thing that practitioners are really interested in. The enterprise buyers who are looking at your products. Okay, so yes, I'm talking about EDA, event driven automation. That's the least sexy name for the most important part of Nokia's architecture. Look, anyone can ship a switch. Anyone can slap a microservices on a slide and call it innovation. But running a modern fabric, especially at the edge, especially in the industrial environment, is where vendors either prove they understand operations or they quietly hope you don't notice that they don't. EDA is the difference between, hey, look, this is great, in a demo, and this actually works on all that too common occurrence when the network decides to be weird, because they can be weird like that. Here's the short version. EDA is Nokia's way of saying, hey, what if the network stopped depending on humans to fix everything? Pretty cool, huh? So instead of waiting for maintenance windows or relying on configs that drift the moment someone sneezes near a CLI, that's command line interface for you youngsters out there. EDA runs as a continuous feedback loop. It's always working for you. How cool is that? It watches the fabric in real time. If it sees something drift, it triggers the right action. It could be corrective, investigative, whatever, before humans even have time to say, hey, why is my east-west traffic doing that? Because you are wondering that, right? And because it's built on the same microservices architecture as SR Linux, it's not bolted on. It's not duct taped. It's not a legacy system with a cloud sticker. It's part of the fabric's DNA. And we do like that native stuff, don't we? I think so. Yeah. So, okay. So most analyst reports stop at SR Linux is modern, IXR hardware is solid, GigaOM says nice things. That's all great. And it's important. But it doesn't explain why Nokia is showing up in places like edge data centers, industrial sites, and even 5G deployments. These are the environments where you don't get to say, hey, let's roll back and try again tomorrow if something goes wrong. Not at all. You get one shot, and the forklift drivers are already annoyed you're out there. So do them a favor and stay out of their way. They don't need IT guys running around out there. EDA is the reason Nokia works in those environments. And, it's operational backbone that keeps the fabric aligned with intent without constant human babysitting. We can't do that. Look, you can't be a day zero vendor if your fabric requires 3 engineers and a war room and a sacrificial offering just to keep it stable. EDA is what makes Nokia's day zero claim real. It's the part that turns SR Linux and IXR into a fabric that can actually run itself, or at least stop depending on humans to save it from itself. All right, so that's why Nokia is gaining traction. It's not because they're out there trying to dethrone Arista or Cisco. Well, maybe they are, but for now, they've built the operational layer that the incumbents didn't think they really needed. So here's the takeaway. If you want to understand Nokia's data center story, don't just look at the hardware. Don't just look at the NOS. Look at the operational engine underneath it all. EDA is the part of the architecture everyone else is overlooking, and the part that actually explains why Nokia is quietly becoming the vendor you call when the environment is real, the stakes are high, and the network doesn't get a second chance. And honestly, it's nice to see a vendor treating operations like it matters. It's near and dear to my heart, because out in the field, operations always matter. So that's it from me. I have a nice companion blog on the topic over on NAN Research's main site. For your convenience, I've included a pretty little link down in the comments, so make sure you check it out.